As of today, in February 2023, if I had to buy a 3-row midsize SUV, this is the one I would go for. Stay tuned to find out why. Roll the B-roll. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the 2023 Honda Pilot EXL. This one in spec comes just under $46,000. Now, if you don't already know, for the 23 model year, this Pilot has been completely redesigned inside and out. It's got a new engine, new looks, everything. So in this video, let's take a detailed tour of everything that this Pilot has to offer. So if you're new to my channel, guys, please consider subscribing. I make car videos every week. I try to cover the mid-range models and trim levels so that what you and I buy is what you guys get to see. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to see videos like these. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Performance Kings Honda here in Mason, Ohio at the Kings Auto Mall for allowing me to film this video. Thank you so much. Folks, let's now talk about the front end of this Honda Pilot. As you guys can see, this is a fully LED headlight module with a daytime running light LED as well. And then up here is your turn signal, that is also an LED. Down here you have your fog lamps, and these are button style parking sensors up here for proximity. It'll let you know if you're too close to an object when you're parking and so on. Right above the fog lights you have this little chrome trim piece, and under that you have an air inlet, which is actually a functional air inlet, which I was very surprised to see because normally these are just body panels for aggressive styling, but this is actually very much functional, which gets a thumbs up. Here behind the Honda logo you have your Honda sensing radars and things like that for your safety systems as well. And as you can see at the bottom here, you have a silver trim piece to edge out the bottom of the front end. Overall, the front end design of this Pilot is very much sophisticated. It's not overly styled, and you're gonna see this in more and more Hondas now, that the design is not gonna be very controversial. It's not gonna be too aggressive, not too bland. It's just gonna be sophisticated enough. Now, if you like simple and sophisticated, this is gonna be right in your wheelhouse. Next up, let's talk about the engine. This is a 3.5 liter V6 engine that is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It produces 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is a completely new engine for the Pilot. This Pilot is only offered with this engine, that's it. No 4-cylinder turbos, no hybrid powertrain. This is it. So if you've seen my Toyota Highlander video, you know Toyota has moved to the 4-cylinder turbo engine. Now, people really hate the turbos for some reason because the added complexity and the reliability of it all. So if you're still looking for a V6 for a long-term reliability, you have it here. Before we move on, fuel economy. This model here gets 19 city, 25 highway, and 21 combined, which is not exactly industry leading or anything, but if you don't have a hybrid powertrain, well, this is what you're gonna get. Also, the battery for this Honda Pilot is actually stuck under this little air intake system. It's right under there, so it's not exactly gonna be easy to replace and probably gonna have to be taken to a shop to replace. Now let's talk about the side profile of the Pilot here, guys. There's two major body lines on the side. One starts here, goes all the way up to the C-pillar and wraps around like that. And then another one just starts over here and then wraps all the way back to the tail lights. Very simple out here. And then down here you have a silver trim piece that actually matches the one in the front. So that's pretty good detail right there. On this model, you also have mud guards for all 4 tires, as well as this little black trim piece for your wheel arches, which is to protect your paint. Really good. Now this model has 18-inch wheels wrapped in a 255/60 R18 tires. So this tire is not going to enhance your road feel and handling of the vehicle, but rather it's going to be more comfortable. And honestly, in an SUV like this, do you really want to feel every little bump on the road? If you don't, you should get the smaller wheel, bigger tires. Hence, you have a bigger sidewall to absorb all those little bumps. While we're here, let me mention that I do really like the design of the wheel here. It's just simple yet elegant, and seems to be the theme with this car. Alright, so on the door panel here, guys, you have a soft touch plastic, which is really not that soft if I'll be honest. And then you have soft leather here for your elbows. This is a piano black trim, which I'm really not a fan of. And then this is your window controls. You have one touch down and up for all of your windows. And then your mirror controls over here. And you do have 2-person memory seats. That gets a thumbs up. Now down here, you can probably fit your cell phone here. And then a normal size water bottle. And then I'm not sure what you can fit in that. Probably some change. And then down here, you have additional storage. And that is your speaker system. Moving on to the seat here, guys, you have 10-way power adjustable driver seat and 4-way power adjustable passenger seat over there. So this 10-way means this can go up and down. The whole seat comes up and down, can move forward and back. This backrest can go forward and back. And then the lumbar support, which is for your back support here, can also come out and in. And a quick look at the front passenger seat here. It can only go forward and back, and the backrest can come forward and back again. It cannot move up or down or anything else, but it is power operated. Alright folks, here's your view from the driver's seat. It is currently set to its lowest position and I am 6 feet tall. Now let's fire up the Pilot. Alright, here we go. Down here on the left you have your trunk popper and traction control on off button. Here is your media controls on the left of the steering wheel. Behind it is your headlight and signal controls. There's your wiper controls in the back, and then on the steering wheel you have your Honda sensing controls for the safety systems. On the dash you have half LCD display. As you can see, that is an LCD display on the left, and your speedometer is an analog speedometer on the right. While we're here, I just wanted to quickly mention that you can control the driver LCD screen using these 2 buttons. This is to scroll up and down, and then you can click it to select an item. Let me show you. You can press home, then go up and down, and then if you select phone, obviously no phone is detected right now because it's not connected, but you can have your navigation appear as well if your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is connected. And speaking of which, here is your 9-inch touchscreen which supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This screen is fairly responsive, as you can see here. I do really like the fact that you have built-in back button and home button here, so if you're in a menu like that, you can either press back or just press home to go to this home screen. And then you have a built-in menu down here, which you can always, like if you're here and then you want to go to phone, you can just quickly click the phone. You don't have to go to home and then go to phone. I also really like the fact that you have a volume knob. That's really good. You can press the volume knob to quickly turn off the audio system. Right, let's move on to the climate controls down here. This car does have 3-level heated seats for both of the front seats. That is controlled by this and this button over here. And you have your climate control dials over here, very simple and easy to use. You can also control the rear fan settings using this button. That will control the rear fan. And then if you just want to turn off the rear fan, you can simply press that button. You can also lock the rear climate controls. As you can see, it says lock. That way your kids back there don't mess up and get on your nerves. And then down here you have a USB-C charger, a USB-A charger, and a cigarette lighter style power outlet. This is just a small cubby to store stuff. This is your wireless charger. You can turn it on or off by holding this button right there. That will be off. And then when the green light is on, that is on. This is your electronic shifter. Now this used to be reserved for the very highest end Honda models. Now it's making its way into the mid-range models as well. Very easy to use once you get used to it. Then here's your drive mode selector. This is your auto engine start stop button. So if your engine has been idling for a little while, the car will automatically turn off the engine to save gas. This is your hill descent control button. You can turn it on or off. And then here's your parking brake. You can lift it to turn on and then press it to turn off. This is your brake hold button. And here's your 2 normal size cup holders. Let's check out the center console. All right, inside of the center console. Well, there's nothing special going on around here. No charging ports or anything inside. Just a pen holder over here. And then I guess this is just 4 inches deep by 6 inches wide. So too big a purse probably won't fit in there. Nothing special inside. Let's move on. This is your door panel on the passenger side, which we have already covered. This is your exposed storage up here. This is not covered. And here's your glove box down here. As you guys can see, it is really not that big, honestly. But it'll be just enough to keep your manual, insurance, and registration. That's all you need. Right, here in the second row, guys, you have the same door panel construction here. You just have an extra cup holder over there, and then your speaker system's down there as well as here. But you do get rear manual shunt aid over here, as you can see. There we go. Walking inside, you guys can see the door opens nice and wide for you to get your car seats in there very easily. Here in the center console, you have your climate controls for the rear seats as well as USB-C chargers down there. Alright guys, so here we are in the back seat of the Honda Pilot. That seat I've just set for me, so I'm a 6-foot person. Plenty of space here for me. 2 seat pockets over here, very good. Some manufacturers only give you one on the passenger side, not on the driver's side. I don't know why. While we're back here, one thing I should probably mention is that these seats actually do go forward and back. There is an adjustment here. This is as far forward as it would go, and as you can see, my knees would touch up here in the front, but you can go about that much and then I would still be comfortable. That would leave a little bit more space for the people in the back if there's adults sitting back there. If there are kids sitting back there, recline it all the way back. They don't need that space. If you have kids and you want to fit car seats in here, good news is you can put 3 car seats across here. If you have really big car seats, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to fit them, but there are lower anchors on all 3 seats, so that's good. Now this is an 8-seater model, so if you don't want to use the middle seat, you can simply pull this tab and it will drop down, revealing 2 cup holders as well as a small cubby here in the middle to put stuff in. Now one thing to note is in this EXL model, this middle seat does not come out. It's not removable. In the highest trim, this seat actually does come out and you can stow it under the cargo floor in the back. There is still space under the cargo floor back there, which I'll show you when we talk about that, but you cannot take this seat out and put it back there. I guess you got to reserve some features for the higher trims, right? So that's what you have here. So to get into the third row, there's a button here at the side of the seat which you just press and it electronically folds up like that. You can push it forward even more and then it locks in place and then you can easily get in. Alright, so now the seat is locked in its backmost position and I still have a couple of inches of space. It's not a lot, but it is a couple of inches, and as you can see, it don't have much thigh support. But honestly, what would you expect in a third row? This is not really designed for adults. Honda says you can fit 3 adults back here, but 2 adults like me will fit just fine, no problems at all. But 3 adults, yeah, they might fit if you sit like this. But yeah, you probably want kids back here. Now you'll be glad to know that on either side, there's 2 cup holders, an air vent, as well as a USB-A port for your charging needs. Right, let's check out the trunk. To get out, you also have a button here which you press and again electronically does the same thing, pushes it forward, then you can easily get out. Right, to open the tailgate, just simply press this button here and then it automatically goes up like so. Alright, now if you want to adjust the height of the tailgate so it automatically opens up to a certain height, there's a button here. So you manually push it up to the height you want, and then you press and hold this button until you hear the 2 beeps, and then next time you open it up, it'll simply open up to that height. Next up, for the trunk space here, guys, if the third row is up, you can fit your carry-on bags back here. I would say you can fit probably 2, if not 3 carry-on bags, depending on how you store them here. Then also there's space under here as well. This is huge. You can probably fit at least 1, if not 2 carry-on bags down here, along with other stuff. Now, if you want even more space, you can simply pull this and push it down. Very simple. Again, pull and push it down. Now this gives you a lot more space. You know, practicality wise, nothing really beats a minivan, but because of the space under the floor here is so deep, I think this comes very close. Minivan would have an even lower floor here, but this comes very close, guys. So if you want practicality but really despise minivans, well, this is really good. As far as I'm aware, none of the other 3-row midsize SUVs has this level of space, especially under the cargo floor, so keep that in mind. All right, to show you guys how much space there is back here, let me get inside. All right, as you can see, I can definitely easily fit back here sitting upright like this. That's not an issue at all. Over here on your left side, there's a cigarette lighter style power outlet, as well as down there is a little storage area. But if you unlock the storage area and look underneath it, there's a jack in case you have a flat and you want to replace your tire, as well as a little funnel if you run out of gas and you have to refill your tank. You can use that funnel. It is nicely stowed away from the view and it looks very clean back here. Doesn't the back of this Pilot look like a long dumbbell to you? The middle and two sides of the dumbbell? I don't know. Just wanted to quickly show you guys that this is the key fob that you get with your Honda Pilot. Do you guys know how to get in and start the car if the key fob battery is dead? Well, check out my video to see that. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you are here and not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, liking the video. I make these videos every week. And again, if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, I really just want to salute you guys and say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.